My mother left me a list of 9 people I was never allowed to let into the house. She gave it to me 8 months before she died, when she still had most of her mind, which is a detail I need you to hold on to, because everyone I've told this to wants it to be the other thing. They want her to have been confused. She wasn't confused. She was the least confused I ever saw her the day she gave me that list. She'd been slipping for a while by then. Little things. She'd call me by my aunt's name. She'd put the kettle in the fridge. The doctor used the word early, and then a lot of gentle words after it, and we all did the thing families do where you start speaking about a person in a slightly lowered voice while they're still in the room. So when she sat me down at her kitchen table and slid a folded sheet of lined paper across it, I braced myself for something sad. A confession, maybe. Money, worries. The location of a will. It was a list of names, 9 of them, handwritten, one under the other. I didn't recognize a single one. I read them twice, and I looked up, and she was watching me with an expression I had genuinely never seen on her face before, which was patience. My mother was not a patient woman. But she sat there and let me read them again, and then she said, when someone with one of those names comes to the door, you do not let them in. You don't open it. You don't speak through it. You go to another room and you wait until they've gone. I said, Mom, who are these people? And she said, it doesn't matter who they are. It matters that you know the names. I asked her if they'd hurt her. I asked if it was to do with Dad, who left when I was small, and about whom she never spoke. I asked if I should be worried, if we should call somebody, and she reached across and put her hand flat on top of mine, which she also never did, and she said, you're not in any danger. Neither was I. You take the strange thing your dying mother hands you, and you tell yourself you'll understand it later, and you fold it up and you put it somewhere, and mine went into the drawer in the hall table by the front door. As long as the door stays shut, nobody in this family has ever come to any harm. Has ever, she said. Not will. I didn't hear it at the time. I've heard it 1,000 times since. I took the list because you take the list. Underneath the takeaway menus, and the spare key, and the little tin of screws that every hallway drawer contains. She died in the March. I inherited the house, which had been her house and her mother's house before that, a tall, narrow terrace that I'd grown up in and never expected to live in again. My husband and I moved in that summer because the mortgage math made sense and because I couldn't bear to sell it. And in the ordinary chaos of moving, I forgot about the list completely. It stayed in the drawer. I want to be clear about that. For almost 3 years, I did not think about those 9 names once. Now I have to tell you about the letterbox because it's small and it matters. The front door of that house has an old brass letterbox, the kind with a stiff sprung flap, and it's loud. When the post comes through, the whole hall hears it. My mother hated it. I remember that from childhood, the way she'd flinch when it snapped, and I remember, and I only remember this now, the way she would go and stand in the hall after the post and look at the door for a moment before she picked anything up. As a child, you don't question the shape of your own mother. She stands in the hall. That's just a thing she does.